That's when I knew I was home.
Well, next time you come, I'm going to have more peppermint cookies, and I promise you the cuckoo clock won't go off.
Bob, I think your best characteristic when it comes to being on the radio is that I think a lot of the time the people in journalism and broadcasting, the ones who know how to be kind, they have humility, and they know how to set aside what they need for somebody else. Those good-hearted people, they share a lot of the same charisma that somebody who's just naturally charismatic has. And I think when it comes to having a conversation, having that charisma, that's what makes a broadcaster so fantastic. Is his ability to be charismatic, to be relatable, to be excellent paired with his other half, you could say.
Right.
And I think that charisma that you possess, because you're so kind, that relatability that you have with an everyday person that has that in their heart, that's the kind of stuff that I think people need in life. Like, they don't want, but they need. They need somebody who's a Mr. Rogers. They need that in their life. They need somebody who's going to bring the best out of them. And I think the attitude you bring to the table is that. I think that's what, if somebody turns on the radio and they hear you talking, that's going to be the thing that makes their day, that brightens their day.
So, Dr. Bob, Ty was on the Bucks pregame show
3 separate times.
3 separate times. And
Really?
one of the hosts was the ex-quarterback. And Ty knows all the stats. He knows everything. And this quarterback is on, and he does it jokingly, but he pummels Ty on air.
Oh, he shit on me so hard, like horrendously, because I ended up getting something wrong. But go ahead, man.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I told Ty, you need to be ready to have one-liners.
You know, like quippiness.
Witty. You have to be witty.
Yeah.
Because remember he asked you the question, Ty, about...
I jumped in because he mentioned something about... I'm going to make this real quick. He mentioned something about preseason.
Oh, yeah.
And our before-game rituals. And I mentioned how I felt a certain way about the Bucks pregame ritual, in which he fired back and said that's completely wrong. Like, I know think that's what's going on, because I thought they did some kind of a walkthrough, some kind of a run-through. It was not that case at all. In fact, they did something completely different. And I got called out on it. And then he shit on me just a little bit. And it was an interesting experience, to say the least. But, that quippiness, like, off camera, friendliest guy. He was a really nice guy. Like, I enjoyed my time with him.
Yeah.
But on camera, he was quippy. He was not afraid to make a fool out of me, and he wasn't afraid to let me make a fool out of him. Like all he knew was that he was there to give a little bit of entertainment, a little bit of a smile to somebody, and
right.
He was there to provide a few statistics here and there, and overall have a great time. I mean,
Right.
he was fantastic at what he did. I thought he was, at least.
No, but when I told you, I said, you should have made the example about if you let your kids go off, do you worry about them? I forgot what it was, but...
I know what you're talking about, though. Like, I know what you're talking about. I couldn't tell you exactly what you said, but I for sure know what you're talking about.
And sometimes people want that conflict.
Relatability.
It's a friendly banter.
Yeah.
And I think some people, Bob, they shut down mentally because they don't know that it's just friendly banter.
Yeah.
So, not that I'm any expert, but if I could offer one thing, it would be get witty with one-liners. So when somebody jokes around with you, you can joke right back.
Well, you remember in the 7th inning, I got you, right? With the joke and
Yes, sir.
the blind one.
Yes.
I saw that coming, and I'm blind, so...
Yes.
I've got them, and I think they work for a while.
The little subtle quip right there, but
Yeah.
I saw that coming, but I'm blind.
He said, because I said yolks.
Fantastically interwoven.
Well, you made a yoke.
Yeah.
And he goes, ha ha, I saw that coming. And I'm blind.
The best I saw with Dr. Bob one time was when he was with a colonel from World War II, D-Day. His name is Bill Schwartz, and he said something to Dr. Bob. Dr. Bob turned around and he said, "Hey, Schwartz." And I never seen this guy smile so much. This 98-year-old at the time. Nobody calls him Schwartz. And Dr. Bob calls him Schwartz. But he also calls him Colonel. He calls him Mr. Schwartz. He calls him Bill. And that one time he was so quick on it. I don't know what it was exactly, but he said Schwartz. And Bill laughed like I've never seen it. And you nailed it, Dr. Bob.
I try, man.
Everything's gonna fall together, you know. As one thing builds up, the next builds up, and you know.
You know,
Just remember the little people, though. And if you don't remember the little people, remember the people who made you peppermint chocolate cookies.
This guy. This guy.
You know, I might not be the most educated on sports, and I may not be the best at statistics and ERA and all that, but just I hope I did all right. You know, you heard me doing some play-by-play in there.
It's fantastic.
I'm not a reporter, and I was
than most.
just kind of doing that, you know, based on crowd reaction. What was going on? Who was cheering at what happened? You know, because people react to stuff, and I kind of pick up on that. So I knew when he threw a strike. I knew when he struck him out. I heard when the Cleveland fans cheered when they made a catch, or when Wander Franco in the bottom of the ninth inning on the second pitch after that strike, everybody jumped to their feet and started yelling, and I knew what was coming. It was a home run. It was out of here. The game was over. And I went crazy. I started yelling.
Dr. Bob, if I can ask you a question, if you could work in broadcasting in any sport, in any stadium, anywhere in the United States, like, what would it be? Or the world, if you ever gone FIFA. Like, what is the dream, you know?
I'd like to work alongside Pat Hughes at Wrigley Field in Chicago.
At Wrigley Field in Chicago.
I knew that's what we're gonna say.
I want to work with.
As much of a feat as that is, let's.
I just want to be there. I just want to be there and talk to him on the radio, like casually, just talk to him about baseball on the radio every day.
Yeah.
I wanted to meet him when I went up there 2 years ago, and I was trying to figure out how to do that, but I couldn't really figure it out, you know, because I don't know anybody in Chicago.
I think we can. My two kids know how to use Twitter and Instagram, and we can tag him and put that conversation on.
That's the thing. I don't think he uses Twitter or Instagram.
Somebody who knows him does.
And I've tried to reach out to the accounts that they use, but they won't respond to me. And I've even emailed them, and they still won't.
Here's
Get
the
back to
thing,
me.
Dr. Bob. I have learned, and I know Nick has learned, that the single greatest way to get in contact with someone is by writing a letter. And like if like even tomorrow, you know,
I could use the help.
If you need somebody to write a letter, you just say, "Ooh."
What that? Is it a deer?
No,
What is it?
Squirrel?
armadillo. He's not
Yeah.
moving either.
Is he
Dad,
dead?
this isn't a place you really want to stop. It's
Yeah, agreed. This is not a place you want to stop.
I don't want
Is it
Is he
dead?
dead?
to. No. He
I would
moved
get out of
somewhere.
here quick, Dad.
Yeah, let's go over.
But if you need help writing it, just write off what you want to say. We can write it down. But taking the time to hand write something and taking the time to find the address and put on a stamp and, you know, putting that effort, that kindness into your message, it goes a long way. Like, it goes an incredibly long. It makes a world's difference. And
Well, maybe you and I can get together and you and I can write a letter to Pat and figure out how to address it to him. And we can share my story with him. And maybe I can get in there with him and talk to him.
And then you can do a story on UCF about what
yes,
you did.
I was actually thinking about that on the way.
Amazing. How about that,
I was
Dr.
actually
V?
thinking about that.
That would be the trip of a lifetime. But I wouldn't want to go there without Tyler being able to go there, because
All right.
if he's going to help me with this, I want him to see this through.
All right.
And I want him to be there if it does work out that way, and we're actually able to get to Chicago, or he comes down here, and I meet him personally. I want you to be there.
Can I carry your bags?